Hello and welcome viewers, you're watching In Depth with your host Kriti Mishra. Deep sea ports in India are crucial for economic growth and strategic positioning, enabling the handling of large cargo ships and reducing reliance on foreign ports for transshipment. Deep water ports can accommodate larger vessels, leading to economies of scale and lower transportation costs. These ports generate employment opportunities in various sectors, including port operations, logistics and related industries. Here's everything you need to know about these blue corridors of growth. Come along.
India has a long coastline of about 11,098 kilometers spread on the western and eastern shelves of the mainland and also along the islands. It is an important natural resource for the country's trade. The maritime sector in India comprises of ports, shipping and inland water transport systems. There are a total of 12 central government-owned major ports and approximately 217 other than major and intermediate ports. The shipping industry over the years has played a crucial role in the maritime sector of India's economy. Approximately 95% of country's trade by volume and 68% by value is moved through maritime transport. Therefore, shipping and ocean routes and resources, ship design and construction, ports and harbours, issues relating to human resource development, finance, ancillaries and new technologies need to be developed in the light of emerging scenario. Shipping continues to remain unchallenged as the world's most efficient means of transportation. A deep sea port is a maritime terminal that has sufficient water depth to accommodate very large vessels, typically with drafts exceeding 14 meters. Such ports require natural or dredged deeper channels and harbour basins, breakwaters for protection and advanced terminal facilities. They enable efficient bulk, container and energy sector trade, crucial for global competitiveness.
India is strategically located on the world's shipping routes, with a long coastline of about 7,517 kilometers, 14,500 kilometers of potentially navigable waters. Indian maritime sector contributes approximately 95% to India's trade by volume and 70% by value. There are over 200 major and minor ports. India launched the Sagarmala project to enhance portlet development. With INS Vikrant's commissioning, India joins an elite league of nations to indigenously build aircraft carrier. India plans to invest $82 billion in port projects by 2035. India is the third largest country globally in terms of ship recycling by tonnage. Maritime transport is a critical infrastructure for the social and economic development of our country and has a multiplier effect on trade and income generation, propelling economic growth. It influences the pace, structure and pattern of development. The maritime sector in India comprises of ports, shipping, shipbuilding, ship repair and inland water transport systems. India has a rich maritime heritage, and the earliest reference to maritime activities is contained in the Rig Veda. There is plenty of evidence derived from Indian literature, art, sculptures, painting and archaeology to establish the existence of Indian maritime traditions. A study of country's maritime history reveals that the Indian subcontinent exercised supremacy over the Indian Ocean from very early times up to the 19th century. Most cargo ships that sail between East Asia, America and Europe and Africa pass through Indian territorial waters. All ports in India are situated in the 9 coastal states of Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Goa, Gujarat, West Bengal, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. 13 major ports in the country handle a lot of volume of container and cargo traffic. On the west coast, there are the ports of Mumbai, Kandla, Mangalore, JNPT, Mormugao and Cochin. The ones on the east coast are Chennai, Tuticorin, Visakhapatnam, Paradeep, Kolkata and Ennore. In Andaman and Nicobar Islands, there is Port Blair. Mumbai is the largest natural port in India.
अगर हमें विकास करना है तो पोर्ट लेड डेवलपमेंट पर बल देना पड़ेगा। एक स्टडी कहती है कि सामान को ले जाने में अगर सड़क के रास्ते ₹1.5 का खर्च होता है तो उतना ही सामान ले जाने के लिए रेल के जरिए ₹1 लगता है। लेकिन वही सामान अगर हम जल मार्ग से ले जाएं तो सिर्फ 20-25 पैसे में ले जा सकते हैं।
The Maritime India Vision 2030, a 10-year blueprint with the aim of overhauling the Indian maritime sector, envisages 3 lakh crore investment in port projects that in turn promises to generate employment for 20 lakh people. It envisages developing mega-capacity ports in high-potential areas of Gujarat, Maharashtra, Odisha, West Bengal at an investment of 80,000 crore. The government plans to increase the transshipment volumes of Indian cargo at Indian ports from 25% in 2020 to more than 75% by 2030. Also, the policy focuses on Make in India and Make for the World, and thereby becoming a leading shipbuilding country by 2030 through 15 times increase in the gross tonnage of ships built in India.
The Indian port industry has a significant impact on national integration into global economy and country's economic and regional development. India has a long history of international maritime trade. In the coastal regions of India, ports play a significant economic role. India has 200 minor ports and 13 major ports, which handle 95% of India's international trade by volume and 68% by value. They also serve as a vital link between sea and land transportation. Multiple significant Indian ports have planned to modernize themselves over the coming years. Soon the government initiatives like the Sagarmala project and ports will develop into hubs of economic activity in addition to becoming entry points for international trade. In addition to developing local ports, investing in overseas ports has its own benefits. They act as facilitators of trade and offer larger economic benefits, such as useful information on logistics and the local economy. It also helps improve the maritime domain awareness of India. Investment in overseas ports provides strategic benefits since it tightens control over important sea routes and energy supply routes. It also improves the bilateral relationship between the countries. Government of India's initiatives like the Sagarmala project and PM Gati Shakti are aimed at enhancing port infrastructure and improving interconnectivity of waterways, railways, highways and airways. Over the past decade, investments under public-private partnerships have upgraded Indian ports to global standards, reducing ship turnaround time by 30% and doubling the capacity of ports. These efforts have positioned India among the top 3 countries globally in terms of seafarer numbers and among the top 20 in global shipbuilding. For further strengthening India's maritime sector, the government is working towards establishment of a shipbuilding and repair cluster, which will create numerous employment opportunities. Additionally, initiatives like Maritime Amrit Kal Vision and India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, which was discussed during the G20 summit, underscore India's critical role in global trade networks. The Amrit Kal Vision 2047, formulated by the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, builds on the Maritime India Vision 2030 and aims to develop world-class ports and promote inland water transport, coastal shipping and a sustainable maritime sector. It encompasses aspirations in logistics, infrastructure and shipping, supporting India's blue economy. The vision, shaped through over 150 consultations with various stakeholders and the analysis of 50 international benchmarks, outlines more than 300 actionable initiatives for enhancing ports, shipping and waterways by 2047. The One Nation, One Port Process initiative focuses on mapping and standardizing port processes and documentation. This involves conducting a comprehensive review of the existing procedures and documents exchanged with the port value across all major ports, which cover various cargo types, including containers, dry bulk and liquid bulk, as well as different movement categories such as export-import, transshipment and coastal operations. The implementation of this initiative is anticipated to significantly reduce paperwork by approximately 25% for both container operations and bulk cargo, leading to a reduction in logistics costs. 6 port clusters, out of which 4 port clusters, namely Cochin, Chennai and Paradip and other non-major ports cluster with capacity of more than 300 million tons per annum, and 2 port clusters, namely Deen Dayal and Tuna Tekra port cluster, Jawaharlal Nehru and Vadhavan port cluster with capacity of more than 500 MTPA are being developed as mega ports by the year 2047. These activities are included in the Maritime Amritkal Vision 2047. The works for infrastructure enhancement and capacity augmentation in the major ports are already under progress through public-private partnership mode and also through international resources.
मैरीटाइम सेक्टर को नई ऊंचाई देने में प्राइवेट सेक्टर का भी अहम योगदान है। पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप के तहत पिछले 10 वर्षों में हजारों करोड़ रुपए का निवेश हुआ है। इस भागीदारी से न केवल हमारे पोर्ट्स ग्लोबल स्टैंडर्ड पर अपग्रेड हुए हैं, बल्कि वो फ्यूचर रेडी भी बने हैं। प्राइवेट सेक्टर की भागीदारी से इनोवेशन और एफिशिएंसी दोनों को बढ़ावा मिला है।
A lot of shipbuilders, leading shipbuilder of the world, they are coming and joining hands with the Indian kind of stakeholders. So that reflects how Honorable Prime Minister's vision is now making into a reality now. So that is why with the help of the kind of state government, coastal state government, and we are creating clusters for shipbuilding and also creating the ecosystem so that equipments and kind of parts which should be applicable for shipbuilding will be manufactured within India itself. So that's the way we are targeting to make India by 2047 one of the top 5 shipbuilding nation in the world. And it is possible because whatever Honorable Prime Minister says, it is always articulated in action, and that is why India is growing faster, and that is why India could able to make itself one of the top, leading economy in the world, and now we could able to position ourselves one of the 4th largest economy. By 2028, we are becoming the 3rd largest economy. Why it is happening? Why it was not happen before 2014? Because those governments were having no business, no no vision, no kind of policy, and no good governance. So that is why they have failed. Now Honorable Prime Minister has brought all the changes, good governance into place, which has empowered every citizen and generated self-confidence. Yes, I could also contribute for the growth of the country. So this is how he has integrated the more than 142 crores people in the country through the principle of kind of Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat, and also making everyone empowered and also providing social security and economic upliftment. That speaks the volume of his broad mind for the cause of the people of the country, and also to make India one of the leading developed nation by 2047.
The Vizhinjam International Deepwater Multipurpose Seaport, located in Kerala, stands as a monumental achievement in India's maritime infrastructure. Inaugurated on May 2, 2025 by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, this 8,800 crore project underscores India's commitment to enhancing its port capabilities and fostering economic growth through strategic maritime initiatives.
Vizhinjam was chosen for development of multi-purpose port because of its strategic location near international shipping routes, which significantly reduces transit times for vessels, making it a pivotal point for maritime trade. As one of India's few natural deep water ports, the port can efficiently accommodate large cargo and container ships, thus making it an ideal choice for this development. It is India's first dedicated container transshipment port. It is strategically located near one of India's busiest sea trade routes. The port boasts a natural deep draft of nearly 20 meters, enabling it to accommodate some of the world's largest cargo ships. The capacity of this transshipment port is expected to increase 3 times in the coming years. The development of this port is expected to significantly reduce India's reliance on foreign ports for transshipment, which previously accounted for 75% of such operations, thereby retaining revenue within the country and creating new economic opportunities for Kerala and its people. It is set to become a key player in regional trade, potentially serving as a gateway for commerce between Southeast Asia and Middle East and Africa.
इस सी पोर्ट को 8,800 करोड़ रुपीस की लागत से तैयार किया गया है। अभी इस ट्रांसशिपमेंट हब की जो क्षमता है वो भी आने वाले समय में बढ़कर के 3 गुनी हो जाएगी। यहां दुनिया के बड़े मालवाहक जहाज आसानी से आ सकेंगे। अभी तक भारत का 75% ट्रांसशिपमेंट भारत के बाहर के पोर्ट पर होता था। इससे देश को बहुत बड़ा रेवेन्यू लॉस होता आया है। ये परिस्थिति अब बदलने जा रही है। अब देश का पैसा देश के काम आएगा। जो पैसा बाहर जाता था वो केरला और विजिंजम के लोगों के लिए नई इकोनॉमिक अपॉर्चुनिटी लेकर आएगा।
The inauguration of International Deep Water Multi-Purpose Seaport marks a transformative moment in India's maritime journey, reinforcing the nation's commitment to becoming a global trade and logistics hub. With its strategic location, state-of-the-art infrastructure and alignment with key government initiatives like Sagarmala, PM Gati Shakti and Maritime Amritkal Vision 2047, this port is poised to significantly boost India's economic growth, regional connectivity and global shipping competitiveness. As India steers into a future shaped by integrated transport corridors like India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, this seaport stands as a beacon of progress, sustainability and strategic foresight in country's maritime renaissance. The development of India's economy depends heavily on shipping and ports. The Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways utilizes port modernization, development of new ports and investments in overseas ports to push the sector forward. By 2025, the cargo traffic at Indian ports is expected to reach. By the end of this year, the cargo traffic at Indian ports is expected to rise exponentially. In order to meet the demands of increased traffic, a strategy has been created to increase the cargo handling capacity of Indian ports. India's domestic development of ports, overseas operations of ports will mark in tandem. India's domestic development of ports and overseas operations of ports will work in tandem to propel India's maritime sector forward. Well, viewers, that's all we had for you in this edition. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Sansad TV. Goodbye for now from my side.
To watch more programs of Sansad TV, subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to like and share them.